So a while back, my mom was at Goodwill and she found this really interesting like airbrush kit. And so she picked it up for me and she sent it over. And today we're gonna take a look at it. So this is called the Blitzer Air Art Gun. And what you do is you attach a marker through here and then you pump on it and it makes like airbrush kind of effects. So today we're going to be trying out a bunch of different markers and see what works and see if we can get some cool effects with it. So this is the original little booklet that it came with. To set it up, you unscrew the little plastic screw, you put a marker in, you make sure that the tip is right next to it, just a little bit in front of it. You don't want it totally covering it or too far back. And then basically you just pump it with your hand and you get some pretty cool airbrushing effects. To start, I'm going to use a Crayola Super Tip marker. You can definitely tell that something's happening. Definitely this is more difficult than like a normal air gun because you have to manually do this. And this is the lip bloom. I don't know if this one's gonna work because its tip is just so small. Oh, whoa. Okay. Whoa, that one's really neat. This one gets like the most interesting streaky effect. Yeah, that one definitely makes more of a mess. Remember these stamp markers from my Wish Part 2 video? Well, let's give those a try. I didn't think these were going to work, but I think this one might be the easiest to use so far. Yeah, that one looks really cool. And now probably what you've been waiting for. I'm going to try it with some Ohuhu markers. So for Ohuhu markers, you're gonna want to unscrew this completely and pull out this little part and put this in. This Ohuhu marker is definitely the easiest to use, and it looks so good. And you can also use this side too. Oh wow, maybe that, yeah, maybe that side works even better. Holy crap, that's insane. And I'm pretty sure any kind of marker that'll fit into this would probably work. Now we're gonna draw. So when I was trying to come up with an idea for this drawing, the airbrush look reminded me of spray paint and also the game Splatoon, and I thought what better to draw than a squid kid next to some graffiti. So I've played Splatoon on the Wii U, and I absolutely love the design of the game. The squid kids are so super cute and fashionable, and the fact that you can dress them up and their clothing changes their abilities is totally genius. Recently, Nintendo has been adding a lot of like dress-up elements to their games. A lot of the games use the clothing as ways to actually play the game. Like in, Breath of the Wild, you have to wear different clothing for like the cold temperatures and hot temperatures, and to be more sneaky, like to have your stealth up and things like that. I've just been joking that Nintendo's all about dress-up games now, so we've got like Splatoon dress-up and Legend of Zelda dress-up and even Mario Odyssey dress-up. I absolutely loved playing dress-up games when I was a kid, and so this is probably one of the funnest things that they've done. Anyway, for the illustration, I chose to draw the main Inkling girl from Splatoon 2, and I haven't actually played this game, but I totally want to, so maybe someday in the future I'll get it. Sorry if my graffiti skills are lacking. I tried my best to come up with a somewhat convincing graffiti design using the Inkling language. Anyway, let's talk a little bit more about this Blitzer Air Art Gun. So this art tool is pretty vintage. It actually was made in 1991, and it's strange to think that it's 5 years older than me, but it's even stranger that I found another tool. It's called the Tim Holtz Distress Marker Spritzer tool, and it looks like almost 100% exactly the same as this tool. The shape is completely the same. The only difference is that the squeezy bit is a slightly longer shape and that it only comes in black. It functions completely the same though, and so I'm thinking that the people who made the Blitzer air art gun might have sold the patent to this other brand, and so then they used it and they rebranded it as this other completely different tool, and instead of advertising it to like young children, they advertise this as a tool for like primarily for scrapbookers. And so if you're interested in getting one of these, I'll have a link in the description to Joann's where you can buy one online. And just to let you know, I'm not sponsored or anything. When I was using the Blitzer airbrush, I wanted to make sure to keep the marker where I wanted it to be. So I taped off a lot of the edges with painter's tape, and I used some printer paper to fill in the rest of the stencil. And it took me so long to do this, but I think it was worth it. Eventually in the future, I want to get some actual stencils, like, you know, like stars and hearts and different shapes and stuff. And I think that'd be super cool to like add little designs into my sketchbooks. Also, I just love the concept of a hand-powered airbrush, because even though it gets kind of tired pumping the air for a while, it's worth it because then you never have to worry about buying refill air compressor cans. I also love how this airbrush thing works with almost any marker, and you can achieve a different way to shade and get gradients, which is basically impossible to do otherwise unless you have some kind of airbrushing tool. And using this airbrush made me think of all the different ways I could use it, and I'm thinking that it would totally be neat to use this tool in the next time I do a 3 marker challenge. So I might be doing one of those in the next few weeks. And so yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me try out a different art supply, and I just want to know if you guys have any super neat, interesting art tools like this, and if you do, you can leave me a comment down below and so I can check it out. And I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!